it's Erica Galinas with the Mike Makeda Group at Century 21 Affiliated, here for my Ask the Agent segment. Right in time, Peanut Butter's here because she always hears me start these videos and decides that it's time to join me. But in any case, what I want to talk about this week is focused on sellers. What it is, probably the most important thing. The industry has changed enough in the past, 20 years, whatever it is, that an important thing for your listing, the most important thing has become something different, and that is the photography. We've all seen, there's, Tumblr and everything else, all these different things about the worst real estate pictures ever, and there's always like a coffin in the living room or some, toilet in the kitchen or just some kind of weirdness. Those are obviously bad photos. I'm not entirely sure why people would, take those photos to showcase the coffin in the living room, but it's really none of my business. What I'm talking more about is bad photos in terms of, regular house with regular things and an agent who shows up with their iPhone and shoots some pictures. Completely unacceptable in today's market, and we are going to talk about why and how to make sure you have an agent who's doing the right thing. So like I said, a lot of times what happens is you have your agent who's awesome and I'm sure does a fine job. I don't mean this as any kind of slam on agents that don't use professional photographers, kind of. But your agent shows up, they're super great, they pull out their iPhone. iPhones now have like 7 lenses and they're professional quality and they're all these kind of different things, and you can filter things and do portrait mode and all these awesome things. They might have a tripod, they might have a light. Here's the deal though, professional expertise and equipment counts. I've done my own real estate photography when I first started out. I had an iPhone and I had a tripod, and they were great and they did okay, a little timer thing so I could, not show up in the mirror in these listings, but they're not professional photos. I don't know what I'm doing. I did a bunch of research on how to do architectural photography. I don't have lenses. I don't have, my tripod weighs, I don't know, I'll make it up 5 pounds. Professional tripods weigh 25 pounds, and there's no world in which they're gonna jiggle and pull your picture out of focus. If you have, architectural photography isn't just point at something and take a picture. We've all seen the pictures of a room where you stand in the corner and you shoot towards the other corner and there's 2 windows on the sides. Yeah, it's a fine picture, but does it actually sell your property, or does it just look like a room? The professional photographer knows what they're doing. They should be allowed to do their job. Here's why it's so important. Photos are key. There's yard signs and there's open houses and there's all the things that have sustained the real estate industry, since it began. Everybody's online now. They're going to different websites. They're looking at photos. You can text photos of a house, to your friend to say, hey, what do you think? The photos are how people are attracted to your house. They're going to be looking in a particular location, obviously. They're going to be looking, in a certain price range. They need a certain number of bedrooms. All of those things have been standardized. But now, the way the market works now, photographs are what get people into the door. You could have the perfect house in the perfect location, at the perfect price. If the photos are terrible, you are not going to get the kind of traffic that you deserve to have for your listing, and that means you're not going to get the price that you deserve to get for your listing. And by price, I mean high price, not okay price, average price. Photos are what is going to get people into the door and what is going to drive offers, higher offers, and multiple offers. That being said, filters, there's a little too much filtering sometimes that goes on, or these, big wide angle lenses. You want to discourage your agent or their photographer from doing things like that to the extreme, because people are going to walk in. I've done this a number of times with buyers. People are going to walk into your house and say, oh, I thought this room was much bigger. Oh, I thought, it was brighter, or, whatever filtering they're doing. Step those down. It is true that when people look at houses, because again, it's all online now, they're looking for about, you got about 5 seconds. It's like Tinder, you got 3 seconds to make an impression on somebody. You're making those impressions with the photographs. Real estate is exactly the same way. So if you have lousy photos that are poorly composed and over filtered to the point of looking fake, people are gonna swipe right by it because it's not attractive to them, and there are 30 other houses that have better photos. Here's how you can make sure you have the best photos. When your agent comes in, or multiple agents, whoever you have for your listing comes in and says, oh, I'm going to take, photos and this and that, you say, awesome, who's your photographer? And if they tell you they don't have a professional photographer and they take the photos themselves, then you need to start asking them detailed questions about how exactly they photograph your house, what training they have to do so, and what equipment. And you will be able to tell right away whether they are in fact qualified to photograph your house. Because if they're not, they're either going to tell you, I have an iPhone and a tripod, or they're going to make up some bizarre random stuff. You don't even have to know about photography to tell if they're making it up, let's put it that way. And then you say, I want a professional photographer. I will say this, there is a misconception that real estate agents make just tons of money for opening doorknobs or whatever. That's mostly bullshit, pardon my French. But professional photography for a single listing, without a lot of add-ons and virtual tours and drones and stuff like that, but if you just need good professional photos, which is what you need, it's not very expensive. Your agent is taking a portion of the commission that you are paying. I know it's split with the buyer's agent, it's split with a brokerage, and they got to pay their MLS dues. That's all true. But if they can't spring $70 to $100 to get professional photos for your house, you need to show them the door. That is the reality. Because here's the deal. Good professional photos are going to bring people in the door. They are going to get higher offers. They are going to get multiple offers. You will get the highest possible price for your property. They will absolutely be making up for this $50 or $100 or $150 they're spending on these photos in that purchase price. If they refuse to do so, I suggest that you find another agent, because my concern would be that they are not working, I don't want to say working in the best interests of their seller, because that's not fair necessarily, but they are not necessarily working in the best interest of your purchase price. Let's put it that way. There's also some concern that they're a little old-fashioned. In the real estate market pre-internet, I guess, basically, you didn't have to worry as much about photos because everybody's photos were kind of lousy unless you're selling some luxury home. That's not the case anymore. There are any number of absolutely free websites and apps anybody can access on their phone at any time, and you need your photos to be front and center, because if not, people are not going to pay attention to your property. The other thing you can do, if you want to, I don't, if they're using a professional, they're probably using somebody who's going to do a good job. But if they say they're doing their own photos and you like them and they seem cool and they say they have a tripod and a light and whatever they say, ask to see samples. The way you would do that, though, is not say, can I see samples? Because then they're just going to show you pictures of the best photos they've ever taken, because the sunlight was just perfect that day, so their light didn't make much difference, and the way the house, blah, blah, blah. Ask for addresses of their prior listings, and then you go on, the MLS, you go on Realtor.com separately, and you look at those pictures, because I will tell you what, every morning I look at expired listings on the MLS. You can tell that the vast majority of those expired listings have bad photos. Now, I'm sure there's other issues, they're overpriced or bad location or something, but almost 100% of them have bad photos. So keep that in mind. That is by far the most important thing your listing agent should bring to the table for you. Make them pop that extra, like I said, $100 to get the professional photos, and it will absolutely pay off in your listing price. That's what I got for today. Ask the agent. Next week we'll be talking about buyers. I don't have a topic in mind yet, but certainly if you guys have any questions or anything like that, call me, text me anytime at 219-765-2062. You can always email me at hsbyerica@gmail.com, stands for Home Sales by Erica. Send me a private message, comment down below. I'm always happy to answer whatever questions. If you are thinking of selling, I work throughout Northwest Indiana. I absolutely use a professional photographer, and he is fabulous. Call me, text me, even if you just have questions about it, I'm super low pressure and I'm always happy to help. So thanks so much, guys. I will see you Monday for a market update on Dyer Market, and then I'll see you next Thursday for Ask the Agent. Have a good one. Bye-bye.